After a long climb or a hard workout, you might be feeling a little bit tight in the hips, so this sequence is aimed at cooling down the body and opening up some of those tight places in the hips and legs. So we're going to start right away. We're going to start in downward facing dog. So we'll slowly make our way there. We're going to lift the hips, press the ground away with the hands. You want to make sure that your knees are as bent as they need to be for you to have a straight spine. So if you have to be really bent or if you can straighten the legs, it's whatever's right for you in your practice. Start to walk it out. From here, we're going to inhale, lift the right leg up, keeping the shoulders square with the mat. We're going to slowly bring the knee to the wrist, and we're going to bring the ankle a little bit out and drop down onto our hips. So this is Pigeon Pose. You want to make sure that your hips are square to the ground and your back leg is straight. So if you want to take a look over your right shoulder to make sure that the back left leg is straight, feel free to do so. And in this pose, you can stay right here if this feels like a lot for you, and you can even prop a block underneath your hip if you feel that it's necessary for you. And if you feel that you can do a little bit more, you can come into Sleeping Pigeon, where you start to slowly walk your torso down towards the mat, and you might even rest your forehead to the mat. See if with each exhale, you can slowly release further into the pose. We're going to hold this for a minute. Really focus on lengthening the exhale and releasing that side hip. Start to wake up the arms. Start to walk yourself up if you're not already there. And we're going to curl the back toes under, lift back into three-legged down dog. Lift that leg back up. You can walk it out, shake it out, do whatever you need to. And we can bring it back down to the mat. And we're going to do the other side. So we're going to inhale, left leg lifts, stretch, stretch, and then we're going to exhale, bring that knee to the wrist, bring the ankle a bit out. Back leg comes down. Again, if you need a block on the back of the hip, feel free to do so. You want to make sure that the back leg is straight, so take a look over your left shoulder, your right leg. And now we can start to come down if it's accessible into Sleeping Pigeon. And if not, feel free to stay where you are. You want to make sure you do what's right for your body and your practice. Again, with each exhale, see if you can sink a little bit deeper. And you can inhale, start to wake up those arms. And we're gonna curl the back toes under, lift the hips, come back into three-legged down dog, shake that leg out. You can bring it back down. Now you're going to inhale, look up, and just bring the legs in through the hands. Slide forward if you can, or just make your way into a seated forward fold. So you want your legs out in front of you. You want to make sure that your spine is really long here, that your belly button is really pulled in, and we're going to start to slowly come forward. If it's only accessible for you to grab your shins, that's absolutely okay. You just want to make sure that you keep a long spine to protect the back. And if it's accessible to you, you can start to come down, and you might even be able to rest your forehead onto your legs. And it's okay if you can't. And you can bend the knees as much as possible as well, because you want to make sure that you're protecting the lower back and not straining yourself trying to reach for your toes. Take an inhale, start to come up slowly. You can come back to the front of the mat. Pigeon pose and seated forward fold are two really easy, simple poses that you can do to open up those hips and the back of the legs after a climb. Thanks for watching.